Aya, and I'm starting a YouTube show called Love Your Life. In each episode, I'll bring you good news that'll make your day. If you like this episode, please subscribe for more. Thanks! For the first piece, I'd like to share with you a story my friend, who volunteers at Sammamish Animal Sanctuary, shared with me. It's a fluff piece, literally.
Hi, my name's Paige Miller, and I'm a volunteer at a local rescue ranch called SAS in the heart of Sammamish, Washington. And I'm here to bring you some great rescue stories during this dark time. My first heartwarming story is that one of the owner's first horses and one of her first rescue horses just celebrated her 20th birthday. Misty, the horse, was rescued from a kill pen where she could have been made into dog food or glue or even an eraser. But instead, she got to come to SAS and live out her life. She just celebrated her 20th birthday happy and healthy. It was filled with treats and love from kids. She loves her life here at SAS and is definitely a spoiled pony. My second story is that we just rescued a rooster and a chicken. The rooster was found on a biking trail by one of the other volunteers. This rooster had not eaten or drinking in probably days. It was very thirsty and dehydrated and just very tired. But then it came to SAS, and now it's doing great and healthy. We recently rescued another chicken to be friends with it. The chicken's owner simply could not care for it anymore and didn't have the resources to care for it. The owner didn't want the chicken either. It arrived in the trunk of the owner's car. It was in bad condition, but just like the rooster, it's doing great here at SAS, healthy, and has lots of nutrients now. Thank you.
Next up, a local store decided to start a share table. You drop off things you no longer use, and you can pick something up somebody else has left behind. I interviewed the store's owner about it, and here's what she said. I'm here with Joni Haller, owner of Country Collections in Duval. I'm going to interview her about her share table. So, what inspired it?
Well, when we had to close right when the pandemic hit, and I realized that there were a lot of needs for the community and that I had extra things in my own household, and I thought, I should share. And so I decided to put the table out in front of our store since we were closed anyway, and this community is so generous, it just snowballed from there.
Do you feel like the reason you put the table out, do you feel like your goal has been achieved?
Yes, I felt like there were so many people. First of all, there were people that were in need of items that were able to come and get them right there at the table. There were people that had excess items that were able to share. And what the heartwarming part of it is that little kids shared, families shared, but they were also able to take something to enjoy at home themselves, puzzles and games and food, and it was wonderful. It was really very heartwarming.
So you mentioned that table's been moved now.
Yes, so we are hopefully going to be able to open in the second phase, which is coming up soon. And we wanted to redo the front of our store, so we've decided to close it, but we reached out to the community to see if anybody would like to take it over. And Julie Lemery at TCB Consignment took it over, and that's over by Family Grocer and Ace Hardware.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you find any funny items or items that kept coming?
Well, there were a few inappropriate items, but for the most part, people shared. At first, there was a lot of toilet paper shared, and I think that was because, so many people thought they needed all this toilet paper, and then people just started sharing other things, foods and games, and then little kids would come up and share. But I think some of the funniest things were some of the games that were shared, some inappropriate stuff and some very kind stuff.
Did you notice any heartwarming stories from the gifts that were dropped off?
There was quite a few. I saw heartwarming stories happening every day. There was one where a gentleman was just walking by, and all of a sudden I saw him stop And he looked down at the table and he said, "Oh my gosh," and he grabbed this book that was sitting on the table, and I said, "You can have it." And he goes, "Oh, are you kidding me? This is the book that my mom is in, and she just passed away last week, and I can't believe it's here. It's from like 1980s." And so that was a very heartwarming story. We both kind of cried about it, and he was so thankful. There were so many, but I would see little kids that were so proud to share their toys, and then other people that would be so happy to find a special item. So there was a lot of that. We have an amazing community.
Yeah, and it seems that this table definitely brought people together, and I think it was an awesome idea.
Yes, and I'm very sad to have let it go, but I feel like it was time to move on.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
You're
being
welcome, hon. You're welcome. Thank you.
Last but not least, my little sister was supposed to test for her martial arts belt back in March. Due to closures, she wasn't able to, until last week. Using Zoom, she was able to take her test, and a week later, she went to pick up her belt.
We will fight for the right to stay alive. We are breathing, we are breathing. We will fight for the right to stay alive.
I hope you liked this episode and all the heartwarming stories I could share. If you have any of your own, please comment below and I could definitely spotlight them in one of my next episodes. Thank you so much for watching.